Sunday night, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles take on Dak Prescott and the Cowboys in an NFC East showdown Sunday, 7 Eastern on NBC and Peacock. What's on Tap is brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Nothing is as easy to enjoy as a Sunday full of football and a fridge full of beer, but these are the games we're locking in on with the highest point totals going into this weekend. Of course, we're starting with the Eagles at Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. The point total, guys, is at 51.5. Cowboys at home currently favored by 3.5 points here. Barry, how much are you downgrading DeVonta Smith with Dallas Goedert back? As predicted, Smith was phenomenal since Goedert got hurt.
Yeah, he was terrific without Goedert, but, 21 fantasy points per game, 30% target share, 100 receiving yards a game, but he's my wide receiver 22 this week as well. When Goedert has been in there this year, DeVonta Smith's been inconsistent. Just a 21% target share, 13.3 fantasy points per game, under 60 receiving yards a game. He's had some nice games, but he's also had some games where you're like, what is going on? And just against this Cowboys defense, I don't know that in Goddard's first game back, I don't know that the Eagles offense is running well enough to support 3 fantasy relevant pass catchers. A.J. Brown's always going to get his. So then it really becomes Smith versus Goedert. If there's one positive here, I think they trail. They're 3.5 point underdogs. I think there's a very good chance they trail by more than that against the Cowboys. And Swift is banged up. He hasn't been effective. So I do think they're going to throw. But again, to me, he's a wide receiver 3 this week.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I do think it is important that whatever was going on in DeVonta Smith's head, he is fixed, clearly. The drops have gone away. He just looks much more like the guy that he was last year. So got it coming back hurts the target share, but I think with game script, he's still a wide receiver 2.
A lot of great offensive matchups this weekend, and that includes the Bills at the Chiefs, of course. This game, 48.5 is the total. The Chiefs are favored by only 1.5 points here, Jay. What's the confidence level for somebody like Gabe Davis going into this week? We know Stephon Diggs is going to get his, Kincaid's involved, but this feels like a game that you want Gabe Davis obviously heavily involved in Josh Allen's passing attack.
Yeah, you want a lot of shares in this game where the total is at 48.5. In terms of confidence level in Gabe Davis, or at least like the trust level, it's low because Gabe Davis is just so inconsistent week to week. I do think this Kansas City pass defense is a little bit overrated, and the Bills will be able to throw the ball at will. And Gabe Davis, he is coming off a very solid game against the Eagles, Matthew.
To your point about the Chiefs, they've allowed at least 1 touchdown to a wide receiver in 4 of the past 5. And over the last 2 weeks, Kansas City wide receivers that are facing Kansas City have caught 77% of their targets. Of course, Gabe Davis first came onto the scene with that 4-touchdown game in the playoffs against the Chiefs as well. Last game that we saw Gabe Davis play, he got 12 targets. Other thing about this game that I think is too interesting, right? Just as you see those ranks, Pacheco's at RB10. Obviously, if he doesn't play, he's missed practice so far this week. CEH and McKinnon would move up. And I have Kincaid at tight end 7, but Dawson Knox expected back. It's be interesting to see, all of Kincaid's production has been with Dawson Knox out. I think he's earned a bigger role because he's been that dude, but it will be interesting to see what they do with Knox.
Our final one here, guys, the Seahawks at 49ers, a big-time division matchup. Yes, the Niners are favored by 11 points, but the point total is still set all the way up to 47. And Matthew, we know what all the pass catchers in this game can do. That's not the question. The question is, can you start any Seattle running back in this matchup? Of course, health dependent.
Yeah, that's the key. I think if one of them misses, both Walker and Charbonnet were limited in practice today. If one of them is out, then I feel like you can just based on volume. But if they're both in there taking touches away from this, since over the last 6 games, one running back has more than 61 total yards against the Niners. This is too good of a defense. They're almost 2 touchdown underdogs here. Game script doesn't favor them. I'm ideally avoiding the situation if I can.
Yep, this might be the best run defense in the NFL again.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com. And I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched. Or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.